Okay, so here's a quick rundown of TALKIES, the little program meant for people who can't see very well, and basically the whole thing is hotkey driven. So generally we don't want to have any buttons on the screen at all, and I've put a couple of buttons on there just for when sighted people help set up the program or whatever. But basically, like the quit button, the blind person shouldn't want to quit this program. In fact, if they quit it, they could be lost because they don't know how to launch it again. So basically, everything wants to be hotkey commands. Now, the default hotkeys are the ones that are most obvious on a standard QWERTY keyboard. So not necessarily one for a laptop, but you can certainly get standard QWERTY keyboards for laptops and connect them via Bluetooth or USB or whatever. And just picking the most common keys on a standard QWERTY keyboard. So for me, those are things like the control key, the alternate key, the space bar, the left arrow, the right arrow, the up arrow, and the down arrow. And then on the numeric keypad we have 0 and enter, which are going to basically be interchangeable. And then the last key is the shift key, which is just above the control key, which is on the extreme bottom left, which is for playing back the article, which I'll explain in a minute. Anyway, it launches up on this main page, which is basically, it's almost not necessary this main page, but basically these are the instructions. So once it's on the main page, if you just hit the control key, which is the bottom left hand key on the QWERTY keyboard, the very bottom left, or on mine it is anyway, it should speak to you. Now if yours doesn't speak, it means that you haven't got text to speech set up. So you need to go to Windows and you need to enable text to speech, and I suggest that you get a better voice than the default one, and I've just forgotten the name of the company who do them, but I'll put that in the somewhere in the link or something, who just sells a better, more human voice. Anyway, when we're on this page and you've got text to speech enabled, we're just going to hit the control key and it's going to speak. Now you won't necessarily hear the speech very well because I'm using a headset microphone, but it's going to speak to me.
Welcome to TALKIES. Space bar goes to the menu page. Left and right arrow change function. Down arrow top the menu or list. Up arrow says command. 0 or enter takes action. Control returns to home. Press space bar to continue with the menu.
Okay, so I don't know if you heard that, but basically it just read the instructions out, which is basically welcome to TALKIES. The space bar goes to the menu page, and that's the most important thing. So if you're ever lost, you're not sure what's happening, if you hit the space bar, which is obviously the longest key on the keyboard, and it's right at the front, the space bar, the biggest, longest key, that's the space bar, even on a laptop, that will take you back to the menu, and we'll see the menu in a second. Now when we're on the menu, obviously it's a list of functions, and basically the left arrow goes back a function and the right arrow goes forward a function. So the left arrow goes back a function and the right arrow goes forward a function. Now the down arrow is reserved to go to the top of the list or menu. So whatever page you're on, regardless of how long it is or where you currently are, if you hit the down arrow, it will go to the top of the list. Now I know it seems a bit weird that down goes to the top, but I just found it more intuitive to do it that way, because we don't often want to do that so much, or I found I didn't want to do that so much. Now the up arrow, that's also got a special function that basically repeats the current command or the current line. So if you forget where you are or what function you're on or what the function was, you didn't quite catch it, whatever, you can just hit the up arrow to say it again. Right, and finally when we're on a function, which we get to the function with the left and the right arrows, left goes back a function, right goes forward a function. When you're on the function that you want, and you can remind yourself what the function is by hitting the up arrow, then we can either hit 0 or enter. Now these on my keyboard, that's on the numeric keypad over right on the right, and the 0 key is right at the bottom of the numeric keypad, and the enter keys on the right of the bottom of the keypad. And again, you can get USB numeric only keypads to plug into a laptop via USB or whatever. That's probably the easiest thing to do in some ways. And you could go to the configure page and you could change all the other functions to be the numeric keys. Okay, so maybe we'll do that as an option in the future, if it makes sense, because then everyone can just buy a numeric keypad and then we know what's going on. But at the moment, the keys are set for what I've said, which is the left arrow, the right arrow, the down arrow, and the up arrow, and etc. Okay, so 0 and enter take the action that we're currently on. The control key, that's reserved. That just comes back to this page, the instructions page. Now, again, maybe this page shouldn't exist, but I wanted it to be there so that people could see the instructions, and if they hit the control key, they're immediately going to get a reminder of what the controls are. Okay, and then in fact we've already said it, but the space bar goes to the menu. Okay, so this is the help page, and basically if you just hit the control key, it should speak to you. If it's not speaking to you when you hit the control key, when you first boot it up on the home page, you need to set your text to speech up on your computer. Obviously you need your speakers to be on, etc. Obviously it's much easier if it isn't on a headset, but get your speakers to work. So we're on the help page. We've heard the instructions by hitting control. We just want to go to the main menu now. So to do that, I just hit the space bar. So space bar takes us to the main menu. Everyone's got a space bar. Now when I hit the space bar and I went to that page, it told me where we were.
Menu.
Okay, every time I hit the space bar, it says I'm on the menu page. And then there's a long list of things that we can do, which includes type an article, save an article, resume an article, speak to me, or listen to something I've got to say, go back to the help page, and the alternate key, the spacebar returns to this menu, and then there's some other functions coming. So the first command is type article. So if I hit the right arrow key, it goes to type article, and it reminds me what it's saying. And if I want to hear what she said again, I'm just going to hit the up arrow.
Menu.
Okay, I've messed that up slightly, but anyway, so if I hit that's better. So if I hit the up arrow, it reminds me what the command is. Okay, I hit the right key to go to the next function, which is save article. If I hit the right arrow key, it will go to the next function, which is resume article. Okay, now if I hit the left arrow, it will go back to the save article command. And if I hit left again, it will go to the previous command again, which was type article. Now if I'm ever lost, I can hit the down arrow and go back to the top of the menu. Okay, if I want to repeat the command, then I can hit the up arrow, and it will repeat the what is currently on. So most of the time we're going to want to be typing an article. So we're just going to hit the right arrow key once from the top to get to type article, and then I want to do this command. Now to do the command, we hit 0 or enter. They're kind of interchangeable. So there we are, and then that brings us up to this main page. Now in the main page, what we have is basically we have a list. So this is a list of kind of categories of words. So this is the way I was going to do it originally. So we've got the generic pool, which is user editable. You can put whatever words or phrases you want in there, and that will be sorted alphabetically. So you can add your own vocabulary. But what I've done is I've created like categories called like greeting, or people, and mood, and colour, and actions, and verbs, and those kind of things. So basically, in the greetings category, there'll be words to do with greetings. So the other thing I need to explain, there's basically two columns. So the one column is the category, which I've just said, which is things like greeting, and then the second column is actually what's inside that category. The words or phrases inside that category. Now, obviously, if you can't see, you don't know which category you're in or how to get from one category to the other. So what I've done is if you hit the up arrow, it changes functions. So if I hit the up arrow, it's going to go from category mode to to the word pool. Sorry.
Sentence. Category mode. Sentence.
Okay, so when I do up arrow, it goes to category mode.
Category mode.
Okay, and then if I don't want to be in the category mode, I hit the up arrow again, and it goes to the first word or phrase in the list of words,
Sentence.
which in this particular one was sentence. Now, if I want the other words in that category, then I use the left and right arrows, as you'd expect, to go between them. So I'm on sentence at the moment, so I'm going to hit the right arrow to go to paragraph.
Paragraph.
And she told me it was paragraph. I hit the right arrow again to go to comma, and she'll tell me it's comma.
Comma.
And if I hit the left arrow, I will go back a function to, or word, to paragraph.
Paragraph.
And she told me that I was on paragraph. And if I go back one more with the left arrow,
Sentence.
she told me I was on sentence. So basically, we can go between all the words in the list by using the left and right arrows when we're in that column.
Paragraph. Comma. Question. Exclamation. Question. Comma. Paragraph. Sentence.
Okay. If when I've done with the word, then I can just hit the up arrow to change mode. So I'll go back into the category mode now.
Category mode.
And she tells me that I'm in category mode. Now, again, as you'd expect to change category, we use the left and the right arrows again. Only this time it will tell us the name of the category. So I'm going to hit the right arrow once to go to the first category, which is pool.
Pool.
Which she told me. And in that pool, that's the user list of words. If I hit the right arrow again to go to the next category, it's called greeting.
Greeting.
And she tells me the greeting. If I hit the right arrow again, it will go to people.
People.
And she told me that I was in the people category. Now if I hit the left arrow, as you expect, it goes back a function to greeting.
Greeting.
And she told me that we're in greeting. Okay, so now let's say we want to actually use one of the words in greeting. We just hit the up arrow to change modes.
Hello.
And she told me the first word in the greeting category was hello. And then, as we said, we use the left and right arrows to go between the words and phrases.
Are you there?
Are you there?
Come talk to me.
Come talk to me.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I need some alone time.
I need some alone time.
I love you very much.
And I love you very much. Okay, and if we hit the left arrow, she'll go back in the phrases.
I need some alone time.
I need some alone time.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Come talk to me.
Come talk to me.
Are you there?
Are you there? And the first one was hello.
Hello.
Hello. So yeah, she's reading the the words as we're doing it, because the partially sighted or blind person might not be able to see the words. If you're looking at this video, you're seeing the words change, highlight colour, and you're thinking, of course it does. But if you close your eyes, you'll realise that you wouldn't be able to know that. So basically, there are two modes. There's the category mode, and then there's the what's in the category. So to change modes, we just hit the up arrow.
Category mode.
So now I'm in category mode, and I could change category by using the left and the right arrows.
Pool. Greeting. People. Greeting. Pool. Category mode.
Okay, when I'm in one of the category that I want, let's go back to greeting.
Pool. Greeting.
Then I can hit the up arrow to change modes,
Hello.
and now I'm in the list of phrases in that category. So hello was the first one, and she told me what it was.
Are you there? Come talk to me. Are you there? Hello.
Okay, so that's good. So now you're wondering what we can do with all these words, I imagine. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go back to the top category.
Category mode.
And so we're in the category mode, and if I just hit the up arrow again,
Sentence.
we go to what's inside the category. And one of the commands, the fifth one down, is actually called clear the current article. So I'm just going to cursor down with the right arrow to get to that.
Paragraph. Comma. Question. Exclamation.
And she's going to tell me command clear the current article.
Command. Clear article.
Okay, so if we want to do that, this is the first time we've needed to do that. If we actually want to carry out that function, we just hit the 0 key or the enter key. The 0 and enter are interchangeable the way that I've set it up.
Command. Clear article.
I'm just trying to remember what I've done here. Hang on. Yep, sorry, I forgot what I'd done there. So if we want the command, if we want to actually say this phrase, it's actually the alternate key or the option key on the Mac. It's actually alternate on the PC keyboard, and that carries out the command or types the word. So in this case, I hit alternate, and it cleared the article for me and confirmed that it happened. So in the article area now, it's completely clear. Okay, sorry about that confusion. I'd forgotten which key I'd assign it to. I can probably add that to be 0 and enter as well as alternate, but at the moment it's alternate. So now we want to go back to the category because we want to start typing something. So I'm going to hit the up arrow to go to category.
Category mode.
And I'm going to go to greetings. So I'm going to use the right arrow to get to the greeting category.
Cool. Greetings.
Okay, and I'm in that category now. Then I'm going to hit the up arrow again to go into the words inside the category.
Hello.
Okay, and I can change between the words with the left and the right arrow.
Hello. Are you there? Come talk to me. Are you there? Hello. Hello.
Okay, so the left and the right arrow keys go between the words, and the down arrow repeats
Hello.
whatever the current
Are you there? Are you there? Are you there? Are you there?
whatever the current phrase is. Okay, so let's say we want the first word, hello. Every time we select the word, she reminds us what word we're on, because again, remember, we wouldn't be able to see the screen if we were doing this, if we were blind. So she's saying hello.
Hello.
And we want that word, so we're just going to hold the alternate key just to get it to go into the article. So now it's in the article. Okay, if I want to play the article back, I just hold down the shift key.
Hello.
Okay, at the moment that's all the article is. So let's just move on. So now I want to go to a new category. So I'm going to hit the up arrow to go to the new category.
Category mode.
Okay, we're in the category, and I'm going to go to people.
Cool. Greetings.
So I'm going between those with the left and the right arrows.
People.
So there's people, and I hit the up arrow to change modes.
Anita. Leah. Harry. Peter.
Okay, so I want that word there. I'm just going to change between the words with the left and right arrow. And if I want that word there, I just hold the alternate key down to put the word into the article. Okay, that's gone. And if I want to hear the article back, I just hold the shift key.
Hello, Peter. Hello, Peter.
Okay, that's good. So now I just want to, a new sentence. So I'm going to go back to category mode.
Category mode.
And then I'm going to just hit the up key again to go into the list of words that are in category.
Sentence.
Okay, so I'm actually going to have paragraphs, so I'm just going to use the right arrow to go to the next word in the category list,
Paragraph.
which is paragraph. I want that word, so I'm just going to hold the alternate key to make it go in there. Okay, that's gone in there. So now we're going to put another word in there. So I'm going to hit the up arrow to change modes.
Category mode.
Okay, so I'm going to go to to an action. So I'm just going to use the left and right arrows to change category.
Cool. Greetings. People. Mood. Colour. Action. Verb. Noun.
So I'm going to have a noun here. So I'm going to hit the up arrow to change modes.
We. You. I.
So let's have I. So I'm on I.
I.
I'm going to hit the alternate key to take that word in. Okay, that's gone in. Now I want to put another word in, so I can actually see the word at the moment, but remember that we wouldn't be able to normally. So if we were familiar with it, we can just use the left and right arrows to see if the word is what we want it to be.
Was. I.
Okay, which it is actually, but I'm going to pretend it isn't. So I'm going to hit the up arrow to change modes,
Category mode.
and then I'm going to go back to verbs, to nouns, sorry.
Noun.
And I'm going to hit the up arrow to change modes, and I'm going
Descriptive
to, oops,
noun.
sorry, up arrow to change modes, and then I'm just going to go to the next word I want, which is am.
You. I. Am.
Okay, I want am. I want that word in my article, so I'm going to hold the alternate key. Okay, and we want another word, so we're going to hit the up arrow,
Category mode.
and we're just going to go to to verbs. So I'm just going to change categories with the left and the right arrows.
Cool. Greeted people. Move. Colour. Action. Verbs.
Okay, and let's say we want is it under action?
Verbs.
I didn't put it in. Okay, so don't worry about what I'm doing there, but you can actually add a word like that. So let's say we're on verbs.
Where, how, why, very.
So that's how I want that word, very.
Very.
I'm going to hold the alternate key to put the word in. Okay, and now we want another word.
Category mode.
So change to the category mode.
Cool. Greeting people. Move. Colour. Action.
And
Verbs. Nouns.
just looking for the word that I wanted. I can't remember if I put it in.
Descriptive.
I don't think I put it in. So let me just put it under mode. Hang on.
Category. Move. Factors.
Oh, happy was almost what I wanted. Pleased, actually. Yeah, right. So let me just put pleased in. Okay, as I said, don't worry how I'm doing that. But anyway, so there we are. So let's say I want that word.
Please. Please.
So put that. Hold the alternate key to put that into the article. Okay. If we ever want to hear the article back, we can just hold the shift key to play it back.
Hello, Peter. I am very pleased.
Okay. So that's good. And I just want another word
Category mode.
to put in there.
Cool. Greeting people. Move. Colour. Action. Verbs. Nouns. Descriptive. Event. Food. Event. Descriptive nouns. Verbs.
What category actually should be in? But anyway, let's put it in.
Descriptive. Verbs.
Let's put it in there. So I just wanted the word to.
Writing.
Okay, so we go to
Category.
verbs,
Repeat. Verbs.
and I hit the up arrow to change columns.
Email. Email. With what? Very. To.
And that's the word I want to. So that's gone in, and then
Category mode.
change modes with the up arrow. Let's go to action.
Cool. Greeted people. Move. Colour. Action.
Okay, and I just want to find the word that I want.
Verbs.
Oops, sorry.
Writing. Category.
So let's go back to verbs.
Verbs.
Sorry, actions.
Action.
Up arrow.
Wrong. Sleep. Teach. Exercise. Make love. Positivity. Well. Meet.
Okay, that's the one I want. Meet. So I hit alternate. And then finally, I want you. That's what the word I'm looking for. So that's going to be a noun.
Category. Greet people. Move. Colour. Action. Verbs. Nouns.
Okay, and just the up arrow to change columns. Change modes.
Greet. You. I. Am. I. You.
There's the word I want. So you hold alternate to put that in, put it in, and we're done. So I just put a paragraph at the end of that. So I'm just going to go back to category.
Category mode.
So we're in category mode. We hit the up arrow to change modes.
Sentence.
So I can have sentence, a paragraph. I'm going to have a paragraph,
Paragraph.
and I'm going to put that in with the alternate key, and it's done. So now I just want to play that whole article back, and I just hit the shift key.
Hello, Peter. I am very pleased to meet you.
Okay, and that's it. So there's our article. Now let's say we're happy with that article, or it could be an email, whatever, and we want to save it. So we're just going to hit the shift, the shift key, the space bar, to go back to the menu.
Menu.
And we're on the menu page now. We use the left and right arrows to go between the functions. So the first one is type article,
Type article.
and she tells us it's type article. We go to the next function, which is actually save article, which is the one we want, and she'll tell us.
Save article.
I'll go to the next function, which is resume article,
Resume article.
and she tells us. But I've gone past it, so I'm just going to use the left arrow to go back a function,
Save
So there, should save article. And if I want that function, the 0 and the enter key are the the take action commands. So I'm going to hit the key.
Save article as hello Peter.
Okay, so it's going to save the article as hello Peter. Actually, going to give it a unique file name with the date and the time, so that again, blind people wouldn't be able to read the file names very easily, or sorry, to type a file name very easily, and make sure it's unique. So we just make sure that every file that we save is unique by adding the date and the time, and it's basically the first line or the first 5 words from the first line. So if we're happy with that, we're just going to hit 0 or enter to save that as that file name.
File save, hit space bar the menu.
Okay, so she's told us that she saved that file, and that if we hit the space bar, we'll go back to the menu. So let's just go back to the menu.
Menu.
Okay, so there we are. So let's just go to type article for a minute.
Type article.
So using the left and right arrow keys to get there, I'm going to hit the 0 key to get into it. Let's clear that current article. So I'm just going to hit the up arrow to go to change modes.
Category mode.
Okay, so I'm in category mode. I'm just going to hit the up arrow to change modes columns again.
Sentence.
So and the 5th one in here is going to be to actually clear the current article. So I'm just going to use the right arrow to get to that function.
Paragraph. Comma. Question. Exclamation. Command. Clear article.
Okay, if we want to clear the article, we just hold the alternate key to carry out that that typing.
Article cleared.
Okay, so that's gone. If I hit the shift key to read back the article, it won't read back anything because there isn't a current article. Yep, no current article. So let's say that we want to play back something that we wrote earlier, or continue with something that we wrote earlier. So I just want to go back to the main menu, which is the space bar.
Menu.
And I'm going to go to resume article, which is one of the functions. It's the 4th function down. So I'm just going to use the left and right arrows to get to the function I want. She'll tell me each command as I go there.
Type article. Save article. Resume article.
Okay, so that's the one I want, resume article. So I'm going to hit 0 or enter to call that up. There's the list of files that are available there, and we can just use the left and right arrows to select the current file that we want.
2012041519093 Peter Sleepwell.txt.
Okay, that's not the one I want. That's one I did before on the 20th of the 12th, 4th, 15th at 19:09:30, or 9 minutes past 7. We actually want it's actually the next article. So let's just hit the right arrow key to go to the next article.
2012042220460 hello Peter.
That's the one we want.
2012042220460 hello Peter.
Okay, and if we actually want to load that one, we just hit the alternate key,
File loaded.
and it's
Space to go back to menu.
and she's told me she loaded the file, and that I need to hit the spacebar to go back to the menu. So I hit the spacebar.
Menu.
She reminds me I'm back in the menu. Basically, I want to carry on with this, so I'm going to type article, which is going to be the 2nd command. So I'm just going to use the right arrow to go to the 2nd command.
Type article.
That's the command I want, so I'm going to hit 0 or enter because that's they're interchangeable. And there is our article back there, which we can add to the end of it. Now, there isn't an easy way that I've thought of to edit these. So you can make notes about delete previous line or something like that. But if you can't see it all, it's obviously going to be very hard to edit what's going on. We'll look at a way of doing that if we think of something clever. But at the moment, basically, just add to the end of the thing. Now, I know that this seems incredibly laborious, but obviously what's going to happen is you get to know the system, you're really going to speed up with the speed of it. And whenever I've watched blind people do it, they almost can hear the first syllable of any word that's being spoken to them and go to the next menu. So it can become very quick. Now I'm not quick at this either, but I can just we can just do it quite quickly. So I can't really talk it through and be quick anyway. So, but basically, I'm just going to go between categories in the list and put the words in. As I want. I'm just going to try and do the same line again. So I'm going to hit the up arrow for category.
Category mode.
Okay, and I'm going to go to my people.
Brief people. Move. Color. Active name.
Nouns it was, sorry. Up arrow to go to I. Okay, we want that word in. We want the am, so we go back to the category.
Verb name.
Okay, up arrow to change things. In it goes. Back to a verb or something. Oops, sorry, I hit the wrong key there.
Category mode.
There we go.
Action. Color. Move. Verb
Is that the one I want?
name. Descriptive event. Food.
I forgot where I put very. Hang on.
Verb.
Yeah, there it is. Sorry, under verbs. So
Writing. Verb.
okay, put the word in.
Category mode.
And then whatever it is.
Verb. Descriptive name. Verb. Action. Color. Move.
That's the one I want.
Please. Action. Verb. Verb. 2. Category. Move. Color. Action. Me. Cat. People. Move. Color. Name. Review. Category. Pool. I. Category. Pool. I. Category. Map. Sentence. Comma. Paragraph.
Okay, so that wasn't very quick, but anyway, you can see what's going on. So I just basically tried to repeat the line, which you can see if you were used to it, you could do the system with the pool category. You can have all your words in there, and I'll add a thing where the QWERTY keyboard first letter will go to the first letter of the phrase. And that'll be alphabetical, so in theory you can do that. But I actually think the splitting up into categories is going to work, but they need to be, you need to get used to which words in which category, and obviously we need to all agree on the dictionary, if you like, of the words that go in there. Anyway, to read that back, we can just hit the shift key.
Hello, Peter. I am very pleased to meet you. I am very pleased to meet you.
Okay, so there's a couple of repeated words in there because I haven't debounced the keys properly, and when I hit the alternate key, some of them are going in twice. But I'll sort that out. Anyway, you can see, that's done. If I wanted to save that, I'm just going to hit the spacebar to go back to the menu. I'm just going to use the left and right arrow keys to go through the functions. Save article is the one I want. I'm just going to hit 0 or enter to go into that function. Okay, now that's the same file name as we had before, so that's why we've added the date and the time down to the second, so that there's no way they can overwrite or lose something that they've written previously, and obviously we've just added to this one, so it's just longer. The old version is still going to be there with the other file name. But we want this. So if we want this file name, we just hit 0 enter to save it.
File, save, hit space bar, the menu.
Okay, she says she saved it, and we hit the space bar, go back to the menu. And we're there. I just want to type some more in it maybe, so I'm just going to hit the left and right keys to go to the function.
Save particle, save article, save particle.
That's the function I want, so I'm just going to hit 0 or enter. And we're back in the article. If I want to hear it again, I just hit the shift key again.
Hello, Peter. I am very pleased to meet you. I am very pleased to meet you.
Okay, and there we are. But as I say, if you think that a totally blind person could probably learn to operate this, I'm not saying it's a 2-second job. I think it's easier than learning braille. And the sentences in here, certainly the ones in your own pool could be as long as you want, if that makes any sense, to have long phrases as you want. Let's just have a quick look in the pool.
Category mode. Pool. A.
So yeah, these are the words I've got in here at the moment.
An. Anita. C. Com. Captain. Healthy. Smart. Life. Love. Peace. Then. True. Was. True. Then. Pendant. Simply. Peace.
Okay, then so just to show that you could have a
Hello, Peter. I am very pleased to meet you. I am very pleased to meet you.
okay, and so I've just put one in there. So let's just go back to category mode.
Category mode.
Let's go into the pool.
Pool.
Let's change modes from category to the sentences.
My name is Howard.
Okay, and that's one complete phrase. So one word is a.
A.
Next one is an.
An.
Next one is and.
An.
But the top one was actually a complete phrase.
Category mode.
Sorry.
Pool. My name is Howard. My name is Howard.
Okay, and if we want to put that in, we just hold the alternate key and it will go over into the article. Okay, we want to play the whole thing back.
Hello, Peter. I am very pleased to meet you. I am very pleased to meet you. My name is Howard.
Okay, and there's the complete thing. And then if we want to save that, spacebar to go back to the menu, left and right keys to change function.
Save article. Save article.
Save article is the one I want. Just going to hit the 0 enter key to go into that mode.
Hit enter. Save article. Hello, Peter.
Okay, that would be the same article as we've already got, but it's adding the date and the time at the beginning so that we can't overwrite anything we've done previously. We're just going to hit 0 enter to save it.
File, save, hit space, bar the menu. File, save, hit space, bar the menu.
Okay, and that's basically gone in. Now, I don't know why it didn't like that file name. That's a little bug I'll have to sort out. But anyway, that basically should have saved, and that would be it.
File, save, hit space, bar the menu.
Okay. Yeah, hit the spacebar, go back to the menu.
Menu.
And we can just go back to typing our article.
Type article.
Just use the left and right arrow keys to change the function.
Save article. Resume article. Save article. Resume article.
So let's say we want to see what else is there. We just hit the 0 enter key to go into that mode. Okay, and there is allegedly the one.
201-204-22-205-821. Hello, Peter.
That's allegedly the one we want. So we hold the alternate key to load it.
File loaded. Hit space to go back to menu.
Hit the space bar.
Menu. Type article.
Let's see what's in there. So we're going to hit the 0 or enter key to accept that function. And yeah, there it is. So that's it. But you can see that. Some of the other functions that we can add. Let's just go back spacebar, go back to the main menu. Some of the other functions we could have, as well as type, save, and resume article. There's there can be a chat function in here, which goes directly to some to another user of this system. The other ideas that we could do, we could send an email, so that article could, rather than just being a text file, we could email it, and it will go straight to email. It doesn't need to go through an email client like Outlook or anything. It could go to Ping FM, which means that it could post to blogs or multiple blogs. So if people want to run a blog, they could post their articles to the blogs. It could go to a specific WordPress site using the email to post XML RPC function if it's enabled. It could do that. It could go to a mobile phone via an SMS message, so it could send an SMS message, and there could be a sort of more of a real-time chat between users on the thing. Anyway, that's basically the idea. It's obviously in early stages, and I'm looking for feedback on how to improve it. Anyway, that's it. Bye for now. See you then.